Lighting seems okay. We're going to get started here in a minute. Just making sure I have everything I need. About 1 minute until we get started. Make sure you're comfortable, that you have water close by, that your environment is clear of any hazards, that you can extend your arms in every direction as well as your legs. All right, I'll just do our introduction. We'll start soon. Welcome to the Cowichan Brain Injury Society's 10, 10, and 10 morning wake-up program. Cowichan Brain Injury is a non-profit that serves brain-injured individuals and their families throughout the Cowichan Valley. We have an assortment of different programs, such as case management, some one-to-one rehabilitation, education, and social programs. This program, 10, 10, and 10 morning wake-up program, has been designed with the 6 pillars of brain health in mind. So we spend 10 minutes moving our bodies, 10 minutes of learning something new, and 10 minutes of mindfulness. This taps into 3 out of the 6 pillars of brain health: physical activity, cognitive stimulation, and stress management. I am Billy. I'm a registered kinesiologist. I work for Cowichan Brain Injury Society doing movement programs, education, and some one-to-one rehabilitation. I want to remind everyone that Cowichan Brain Injury Society is not liable for any risk or injury. It is important that you keep your space clear of any hazards, that you have water close by, and that you are listening to your body and taking breaks when needed. If a movement does not feel right or is painful, please modify, only go as far as feels good. If you get dizziness or nausea, modifying the movement to either slow it down or not move as fully into that range of motion, especially with like twisting. Just doing a partial twist instead of a full twist can help manage that nausea and dizziness while still challenging a bit. I will show, if I do any standing exercises, I will always show seated first. I like to play music to help my body feel grounded and to flow with the movements. Remember to always go at your own pace, and I would like you to be in a straight back chair if possible, on the edge of the chair with your abdominals engaged, so nice and solid here. Think about either someone might punch you in the stomach, or you have a corset, or your belly's just a little bit lifted, so that you have a nice, strong, supported back. All right, I'm going to press my music and we'll get started here. We're going to start with just giving ourselves some hugs and expanding our arms out. I'm going to stay seated today, unless there's something that really feels right. So we're getting a squeeze in our shoulder blades and then a stretch as we come in. It's kind of like dynamic stretching. A lot of these movements we do, waking up our joints, getting ready for the day. Good, we'll do this for a few more seconds. I'm alternating which hand is on top, you might notice. Opening our chest when we squeeze out. Give yourself a little hug. Awesome. We'll continue with our arms, but we're going to swing them back and then up with a little stretch at the top. Back, up, lengthening our spine. You can have a little arch in your back when you come up, but then straightening and even rounding a little bit on the way down. We'll do each movement for 30 seconds to a minute. Nice work. All right, just a little longer here. Awesome. Now we're going to have our arms out in front of us and we're going to put our palms to the sky, open to the side, down, opening our chest, bringing our hands out in front with our palms down, then palms up, open, down. Again, palms down, up, open. Just doing the best you can. Remember, no one that you're comparing yourself to. Let's do this 2 more times. Awesome. Let's wiggle our fingers a little bit. We'll bring them up overhead again. Wiggling, lean to the side, reaching over, other side. Getting a bit of a side bend. You can think about yourself being stuck between 2 pieces of glass, kind of being some windshield wipers here. Nice. And if your arms don't go up overhead, you can just be here, same kind of side bend movement, right? Good, let's just do a few more seconds. Awesome, let's bring our arms down. Let's look up to the sky and then a chin to our chest, up to the sky, chin to chest. Just nice light movement here. Good. We won't do these neck movements for as long. Now we're going to shoulder check. Just getting a little bit of movement through that cervical spine. Good. Come back to the center. Have your hands on your knees. We're going to do some cat-cow, seated cat-cow. So what this looks like is we're going to arch our back, lift our head to the sky, and then we're going to round our back, bringing our chin down, lifting, rounding. Again, waking up that spine. Exaggerating this movement can help us find our neutral. So we'll do this a couple more seconds. Good. And now you're going to find that neutral. So in between the arch and the rounded is our neutral spine. Our lower back does have a little bit, or our spine in general has these different curves. So we're not totally, we don't want it totally straight, but gentle and neutral, strong here. Okay, we're going to do some twisting. Think about tapping your thigh, or kind of where your pelvis and your femur meet, hip area. Going at your own pace, and go as slowly or as quickly as feels right for you. Nice work. Couple more seconds. Good. Okay, we're going to open our legs up here a little bit, nice wide stance, and we're going to hinge our hips all the way down as far as we can. See if you can get in line. See if you can get in line with those legs. And then come back up nice and strong. The movement's just coming from our hips. We're not engaging our back at all. Our back is staying in that nice neutral position. Think about being really long here. And then up. And again, you could do this with a bit of a pace. Nice work. And a few more seconds. Again, really good dynamic stretching here. What that means is that we're getting a stretch through movement. Okay, let's bring our leg out to the side and then back in. Just doing our right. So our toes are pointing forward, then they're pointing out to the side as best as we can. This is another reason why not having arm rests can be good, because we can get our leg nice. Now over to that other side. Opening our hips up. Good. Let's go to the other leg. Trying to keep that other one straight in front. Just getting that rotation through the one leg. Nice work. Only going as far as feels right for your hip and leg. Just a few more times. Good. We're going to have our legs stretched out in front of us, and we're going to be just bringing it up as high as we can. Nice work. If you want to add in a knee bend at the top, that's what I'm going to do. You don't have to do this. I'm supporting myself at the back of my chair with my hands here. My core is engaged, but if I'm not using my hands, that'll challenge my core more. But right now, I just want my form, my legs to be going nice range of motion. So that's why I'm supporting myself. Still getting an abdominal exercise. Good work. Okay, we're gonna go to our ankles. We're gonna just draw some big circles with our toes here as best we can. Good. The other way. And we're going to be cheesy today. We're going to write the word love with our toes. So you're drawing it out, the word love. I'm going to go to the other foot, trying to get those big O's with your toes, drawing these big O's. Go the other way. We're going to sprinkle in that cheese again, and this foot is also going to write the word love. Awesome. The last 15 seconds, you're just going to wiggle your body, tap your feet, shake your shoulders. You can shake up, you can shake down. Keep those feet going and go to the side. Any weird way. One more second. Okay. We'll come down here and relax, change courses here, and take my music out. Take a sip of water. Should have got our heart rate up a little bit there. I think I did. Always curious. Yeah. If my resting heart rate is 60, it's now at 110. So that would be moderate exercise. Do that for another 10 minutes today. Check. You have done the recommendations for physical activity for the day. All right, I'm going to grab a sip of my coffee. Ugh. And we're going to finish our conversation about sleep. I'm just going to kind of mention 3 main things today, and they're more about relaxation techniques. So I'm going to talk about 3 different relaxation techniques that can help you fall asleep. This can also be used if you wake up in the middle of the night to try to get yourself back to sleep. Now again, reminder, disclaimer, I am not a doctor. If you are having chronic issues with your sleep, seeking medical attention is recommended. This is for the average humbug who is maybe just having some issues with sleep here and there. All right, so I'm going to talk a little bit about something called Yoga Nidra. It's a type of yoga that kind of produces this more hypnotic-like state. It's kind of this state between wakefulness and sleeping, and a lot of people find it quite helpful to fall asleep to. So there's tons of videos online about this. You can find things on Spotify that will guide you through a bit of a meditation, and many people use this for sleep. So what it does is it promotes deep relaxation. They actually find people that practice yoga nidra have these delta waves in their brain, which are the same waves that you see during deep sleep. So that's quite fascinating. So it's kind of getting you into that very deep relaxation stage, a very restorative state. It is a systematic relaxation process. So there's kind of this protocol of how to follow it to help you get into that state. It usually starts with a body scan and just awareness of your breathing. So we talked about many months ago mindfulness and how using your breath as something to refocus on can be really beneficial. That's the same with a yoga nidra and using any type of relaxation or mindfulness process to help you fall asleep. It activates that parasympathetic nervous system, which is your rest and digest system. So it's that kind of, think of it as the calmer, chill vibe end of your nervous system, where the sympathetic nervous system is that more heightened system where that fight, flight, freeze, fawn might be activated, where stress response and motivation and activation comes in. So for sleep, obviously, we want to be bringing our nervous system down. And this can be helpful even before sleep, especially if you know that you run on kind of high stress, then using this technique to just help your body relax and that parasympathetic nervous system turn up can be quite beneficial. Another researched relaxation technique is progressive muscle relaxation. So what this is a tensing of muscle groups for usually about 10 to 15 seconds, and then relaxing those same muscle groups as best as you can for 30 plus seconds. So usually it starts kind of at your feet or at your head and works the opposite way down, up or down. It moves through kind of this sequence of different muscle tensing and relaxation. It, again, helps you find something to focus on and then release. A lot of us who are anxious or chronically stressed hold a lot of tension in our body and we might not notice it. So this practice can actually make us aware of what that tensing feels like. And then by trying to activate the opposite, it can be more efficient to actually get that relaxation, because we might not know we're tensing. So this practice can kind of help bring awareness of what tension feels like and then what relaxation feels like. There has been research for this, and it has shown that it can relieve stress, can help with sleep, help with anxiety, as well as have some pain relief. And mindfulness in general, any type of mindfulness practice that works for you can be really beneficial for sleep. Using any type of different kind of sound, there's like white noise, gray noise, etc. Could do a whole little information about those things. I don't know much about it, to be honest. So if anyone wants to comment and tell us or give us a link to those different types of sounds and what their benefits are, would be great. Or maybe I'll cover it once I run through all of our other topics. But a reminder I wanted to say with the mindfulness, you may not remember one of the previous sessions we did, we talked about how if your exhale is longer than your inhale, it promotes relaxation and that parasympathetic nervous system. So if you are trying to sleep, really being mindful of your breathing and trying to extend that exhale. So if you're inhaling 1, 2, 3, try to exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So lengthening the exhale promotes that relaxation. And practicing any of these techniques during the day can also help with sleep. So you're learning a skill that you can then use for sleep. And also just being able to tap into that relaxation. So practicing it throughout the day will help you then tap into that when you need to sleep. What else was I going to say? Oh, the other piece is, again, talk to your doctor, but some people, we talked a bit about melatonin. It's a natural chemical our body produces, and that helps us sleep. Some folks find taking melatonin can be helpful before bed as well, if you have a hard time falling asleep and staying asleep. And it is recommended, I think I mentioned a little bit about this before, if you do wake up in the night and if you have a hard time falling back asleep, so if you don't fall back asleep in 10 minutes or so, to actually get up, do something, not with screens, not too stimulating, but put a soft light on, read a book, or listening to something that can be a good way to actually help you back to sleep. If you just stay there stressing about it, not so beneficial for your body. Yeah. That is really all I wanted to share about sleep. There's, I'm sure, much more. If there's anything specific that you would like me to cover around sleep, it won't happen next month, but in the next 2 months, we'll be done talking about all of the 6 pillars of brain health, so I can do other topics. So recommend what you're interested in, and I can do a little bit of research around those things. And please feel free to comment what you do to help you relax, how you go to sleep, what your routine is. Would love to hear some shares about what works for you and what you've tried and didn't work. We're all different, so it can be good to have some conversation around that. All right, we're going to move into our relaxation in a moment here. I want folks to get comfortable, take a sip of water, find a position in your chair that feels good, and we are going to try to do some of this progressive muscle relaxation. Okay, I'm going to lean back in my chair. I'm going to have my feet grounded on the floor, my arms just in my lap here. To start, we're just going to notice our breath. So we're going to notice our inhales and our exhales with no judgment. Noticing where you're feeling it in your body. Is it up in your chest, upper chest, or do you feel it lower near your diaphragm? Is your breathing quick, shallow, or are they long, deep breaths? Again, no judgment here at this point, at all, ever. No judgment. But noticing as you inhale through your nose, the cool air in your nostrils, and as you exhale, the warmth coming out. As you're noticing your breathing here, I want you to try to deepen or slow that breathing. So I want both your inhales and exhales to get slightly longer here. Remember, always we want to inhale through our nose. Exhaling can be through your nose or your mouth. I want you to put a hand on your belly and try to breathe down to that lower area of your lungs. Filling your lungs completely on your inhales. And trying to get all of the carbon dioxide out on the exhales. Great. Continue just breathing there. And we're going to bring some awareness down to our feet here. Now we're going to scrunch up our toes and our feet, and we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax. We're going to try to feel our toes splay. Have the muscles stretch out and relax here. Noticing any sensations in your feet, around your ankle. Focusing on that area of your body. Trying to almost imagine the oxygen on your breathing going down to your toes, releasing any tension. Okay. We're going to move to our calves. And a way you can do this is you can push your toes into the floor, or because we're just kind of targeting this whole area, you can also bring your toes up and you'll probably feel the front more engaged, but you'll get some contraction throughout your whole calf. So you're going to try to tense your calf muscles. I find I end up tensing my whole leg, but when bringing more attention to those calves for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. I think about the muscles hanging from the bone, releasing. Again, with every breath, thinking about the oxygen going all the way down to that area of your body. Nice. Noticing any sensation you have in that area of your body. And we're going to come and we're going to flex our quads and hamstrings all the way to our buttocks. So we're going to hold tight our upper leg and our buttocks, tightening our buttocks area, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Let everything fall, loosen, creating space throughout the tissue. Think about this kind of space between things, between fibers, between muscles, fibers, and within joints. Everything's kind of squished in there, but we want this relaxation, this falling openness, allow for expansion throughout our body, to help with expansion through our heart and mind. Nice. Again, thinking about those muscles hanging off of the bone, loose around your thigh, around your buttocks, pelvis, and hips. Breathing into this area, noticing any sensations. Continue breathing. Now we're going to try and contract our abdominals. So again, we can think about that real tightening, that lifting in our belly, or that bracing for impact. So we're going to do that now, bracing our tummy for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. You probably felt some bracing around your lower back. All of that is interconnected. Our whole bodies are interconnected, but Our core makes up our lower back as well as all along our spine, anything but our limbs. Breathing, again, thinking about that oxygen feeding your different muscle groups. Thinking about space between each vertebrae, between your ribs. A loosening and relaxing of fibers. A hanging of vulnerability and openness throughout your body. Nice. Okay, we're going to go to our arms. We're going to make fists and be kind of punching down so our entire arm is contracted, pushing for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Let your arms hang. You should have felt that up to your shoulders. You can give your fingers a little wiggle. Trying to feel your arms hanging off of the rest of your body. Creating space at every joint. Bringing that oxygen to each tissue, each cell. Keep breathing, noticing any sensation that may have activated, or bringing awareness to those shoulders, elbows, arms, fingers, over to your wrist. How do those areas of your body feel? Again, no judgment to that, just noticing. Now we're going to tighten our jaw area. A lot of people hold tension here. So we're going to think about tightening our jaw. Think about squeezing your forehead together, kind of frowning, tightening for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Scrunching up your face and then relaxing. Thinking about those small muscles in your face, near the back of your neck here, where your skull meets your vertebrae. Think about those tissues hanging off of your face, off of your skull now. Letting your jaw droop. Letting each breath nourish your body. And again, noticing if there's any tension in any area of your body here. Okay, we're going to slowly come back to the space here, opening up your eyes if you had them closed. Still noticing sensations in your body with no judgment. Hopefully you feel grounded and connected to your body. Relaxed, ready for your day. And from Cowichan Brain Injury, keep that brain healthy. We'll see you next week. Bye.